What are freeform dreadlocks? What is up, all of you awesome people? It is the TheMunchBowl here, and today I'm gonna be telling y'all what freeform dreadlocks are. Basically, almost my whole channel is based off of it somehow. But I will be doing other videos besides hair videos in the future, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. What are freeform dreadlocks? Now, there is a huge misconception out there that even I fed a little into. So let me just give out the definitive answer for this question. What are freeform dreadlocks? Freeform dreadlocks are dreadlocks. You don't do anything to them. You let them freely form by the method of just washing your hair. That's literally what freeform dreadlocks are. You get in the shower or wherever you wash your hair, you wash your hair. You get out, don't pick it out, don't do anything to it. Then the next time you want to wash your hair, you wash your hair. Then you get out, then you just wash your hair. That's literally freeform dreadlocks. There's nothing special to it at all. That is how you get 100% freeform dreadlocks. You don't twist them, you don't sponge it, you don't do none of that. You get in the shower, wash your hair, get out, and just keep on doing that, and eventually your hair will start locking up and forming by itself with no manipulation at all. So these are not freeform dreadlocks. I got these by sponging my hair, but I have a video saying how I got my freeform dreadlocks. Now, the reason behind the whole shenanigan is that is what everybody was calling my hairstyle, is freeform dreadlocks. So people who wanted to know how to get that hairstyle were going to search up how to get freeform dreadlocks. But that's because they didn't know the true definition of freeform dreadlocks. So what are these then? These are called semi-freeform. Like freeform, you just wash your hair and get out, you don't do anything to it. But the difference between this and freeform is you sponge it, or you do some type of method to obtain your dreadlocks, or you do some type of method to form your dreadlocks. And then once your dreadlocks are formed or whatever, then you just don't do anything else to it after a while. That's what semi-freeform is. So there's a process. There's a process called freeforming, and there's the dreadlock style called freeform. Freeforming is when you neglect maintenance on your hair. So you don't twist your hair, you don't crochet hook your dreads, you don't palm roll, you don't do anything to your hair, you just leave your hair, you don't touch it. That's the freeforming process. But what makes your hair truly freeform is if you started out with that process and you kept going with that process and you never manipulated or did anything to your hair. But if you're in the freeforming process but you did something to form your hair, like twisting with gel or twisting with your hands or sponge rubbing, then that is called semi-freeform. I hope I put that simply enough. But there's a difference between the process of freeforming and the hairstyle freeform. So these are semi-freeform because I started out with sponging, but I let it do its own thing for a while, but then I retwisted it, and then I let it do its thing for another while. I was going through the freeform process, but I retwisted like 2 weeks back. And basically, I think I'm going to go through the freeforming process again. So that's just to bring awareness to the whole thing. These aren't freeform dreadlocks. If you start your hair out with a sponge, if you use a sponge at all, then that's not freeform. True freeform, 100% freeform, is when you just get in the shower, wash your hair, and that's all you do. All you do is wash your hair. You don't twist it, you don't even pick it out, you just let your hair tangle up and everything. And you're all probably like, how is that even possible? Trust me, it's possible. People have done it. I'll put up the differences between freeform dreadlocks and semi-freeform. My hair, I'm gonna take this thing off if y'all are too scared. Ready? Yeah, and yeah, this ain't how my hair normally looks, but I take my hair down like this. And it usually lays down more on my face, but because it was up in a pineapple, it won't look like that anymore. Or it kind of stands up a little bit. But these are semi-freeform dreadlocks. And I have a 3-head, and with semi-freeform, basically you're bound to get congos. Or with the freeforming process, you're bound to get congos. Like this congo right here. These are 3 dreads combined. That's what a congo is. And that's what happens sometimes when you let your hair just do whatever it does. When you don't separate your hair or anything like that. But of course you can separate congos if you want to by pulling them apart. But if your congos have been in for a while, then it will take a lot of strength to pull them apart. But it is possible. But anyways, people call these freeform because they look freeform like. But true freeform is what I'm about to show you right here. And as y'all can see, this hair looks kind of weird, but it doesn't look bad. But this is what you call freeform dreadlocks. And their hair achieved this look by them doing nothing but washing their hair and basically just neglecting their hair. And that's what 100% freeform is. But the question is, what is the method y'all want to choose? Now, if y'all want a controlled look, because I got these by sponging my hair and then twisting them a little bit, which I got all my sections and stuff by twisting, and they stayed in those sections. So basically, I kind of controlled the way my dreads will form. So if you want a more controlled method, if you want to kind of control how your dreads will turn out, I would say do semi-freeform. And you could do that with sponging your hair, towel rubbing your hair, even though I think sponging is better. Or you could just do like twisting with your hands and then just let it go for a while, and it'll be like a little afro under it, but your hair will like kind of droop down over it and stuff. But if you want more of a unique look, which don't get me wrong, semi-freeform is a unique look, and I think a lot of people go for the semi-freeform method because it looks way more unique than if you were to just get them twisted with gel and maintained all the time. But if you want a super unique look, and if you want to just see how your hair naturally forms by itself without doing anything to it, then I would recommend freeform. Because with freeform, you won't know what to expect with it. Your dreadlocks will come in different shapes, different sizes. But one thing you do have to caution with freeform is your hair could end up looking like this, like one big dreadlock. But one way you can control that if you're doing 100% freeform, which this is technically manipulation to your hair, but you could separate any like congos that are connecting, or any dreadlocks that are connecting together, if you don't want your hair to like congo up in like into one big dread, because I'm assuming a lot of y'all probably don't want that. But I'm doing this for y'all to break it down to a science, so I know exactly what's happening to your hair and exactly the different methods to do with your hair. And if somebody calls one hairstyle freeform but another person calls it semi-freeform, I want to make sure y'all know the difference and know the correct terminology for it. Not that it's super important, but just so y'all know the terminology for it, to have the knowledge and to know exactly what to search up on YouTube or whatever, you know. Because I was searching up freeform and I thought these were called freeform, but after doing research, I found out that these were actually called semi-freeform. But that's basically it. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all liked it, please make sure y'all like. If y'all want to see more videos from me, make sure y'all subscribe and turn on those post notifications so y'all will never miss out on another video from me. And with that being said, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video.